Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridget. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well today. Happy New Year. I pray for you that in 2021 that God will keep you, it will keep your loved ones, it will keep you safe from harm. It will protect every good thing in your life and it will increase you on every good side in Jesus' name. Thank you very much for joining me today. So yesterday I shared with you a story about a beautiful young lady called Renua Giwa-Amu'S. And I'm so glad that a lot of people engaged with that video, and there's been a lot of conversation on that video since I shared it. So I'm sharing with you an update today. So what's happened is that the grandmother, that's Renua's grandmother, has passed on as well. And this is the mother. This post is by Renua's mother called Ngozi. And she said, "My beautiful Renua Giwa-Amu'S, 20th 04 1994, 26/12/20 2020. My beautiful mom, Joyce Alberta, I can't pronounce that name, Ayegbunan, ni Petcrave, 20th 12 1933 to 29th 12 2020. So the mom passed away. The grandmother passed away on the 29th, and I think her name was Joyce. So she said, "You see, my mom and Renua spoke on Christmas Day. Renua assured her that her flight would arrive 9 p.m. on the 20th. I will pick her up, head home. She's made plans with my mom on all she'll do while I was away at work. When I told my mom that the flight arrived without Renua, she refused to accept any reasons. She kept telling my sister Viv to tell me to go and bring Renua. Next day, my mom woke up quiet. She went through her daily routine quietly, went into a painless, peaceful, and deep sleep, and transitioned from there. Renua and mom are resting in peace and catching up. They remain forever in my heart." And she also, another post by the same lady, Ngozi, who is Renua's mom now, talking about her own daughter, Renua, that we spoke about yesterday, and her own mother that passed away on the 29th. She said they both spoke. It's the same thing she repeated in this post, that they both spoke on the 25th. And she repeatedly said, "Granny, I'm arriving on the 28th. Mommy's picking me up." She said her mother couldn't handle the fact that Renua wasn't arriving on the 28th. On the 29th, she slipped away quietly, peacefully, painlessly, having not seen her Renua. I know now that they are both catching up, and they both catching up where they left off. Rest in peace, mom and Renua. So the update is that her grandmother, which is the maternal grandmother now, spoke to her, and she said she was going to come home. Said she was going to come and visit on the 28th. That's Renua and the grandmother spoke. And she said that she was going to come home. So the grandmother was waiting for her. As you know, most grandparents are always very close to their grandchildren. So I want to assume that, the grandmother was close to her, because apparently from what we saw in that first video, she wasn't close to her mother. So the grandmother was really excited waiting for her, but unfortunately, remember the incident happened on the 26th. So she ended up not, of course, she couldn't travel, because on the 26th of December was when she ended herself. So the mom didn't see her, the grandmother couldn't see her. And what the mom is now reporting here, Ngozi is the mom's name, is now reporting here that she slipped away quietly, peacefully. She just went to lie down, and that was it. She never woke up. She transitioned from there peacefully in her sleep. So it seems like it's a double tragedy in the family now, but I want to assume the grandmother is quite old, so she's elderly, even though from my own take on this matter is that she may have died of heartbreak. I'm not sure if she was told what happened to Renua, but not seeing her and, heartbroken, she went to sleep and she never woke up. So it's like it's a double tragedy basically that happened in the family. I mean, the issues, so many issues came up in that video yesterday, and since yesterday a lot of people have been reaching out to me saying you've got to do a series on parenting, toxic African parenting. Somebody sent me a video today where this woman was yelling and yelling at her son, comparing the son. Other people have shared their own experiences of their mom always comparing them to their friends' children or their church members' children and things like that. So I mean, it resonates with a lot of people when we are talking about parenting and the things that some parents did very wrong, and perhaps some parents are still doing very, very wrongly now with their own children. They were raised badly, and they too are now passing on, that broken nails, passing on that parenting style that it doesn't really work. So people have really, really engaged with that video and saying that we need to talk about these issues, parenting. There's a lot of toxic parenting going on in our community that we need to discuss. The things that parents absolutely need to avoid when raising their children, the things that affect children, the things that break children's spirits, the kind of things that you say to a child that will make them lose confidence in themselves, that will make them not to believe in themselves. Some children, even though they are very smart, they are very intelligent, but they live in fear of their parents. Or some, they don't fully utilize their potentials. They may never ever fully, know their potentials because perhaps the area they are interested in, their parents are pushing them to another area completely. African parents are known for that, saying you have to go and study medicine, you have to go and study law, you have to go and do engineering. If a child is not interested, I'm just giving an example with this. I'm not saying this is what happened to Renua. I'm going to come back to her story in a minute. However, my point is that these are some of the issues that we have when it comes to parenting in our community. So these are discussions and the issues that people want us to talk about. And I think I'll probably go to revisit this in the new year. Perhaps do a live video so people can share their own experiences and, just talk about things that we should definitely avoid, how we can raise positively strong, confident children who are able to express themselves, who are confident, who love, who are able to express themselves, who are able to, they are bold and, happy, and their mental health is intact. Because the more we continue to damage, all in the name of parenting, create other human beings that are damaged, they too will go ahead and create other human beings that are damaged, and the cycle will just continue to go on. So, back to the story of Renua. We see now that the things that happen in a child's childhood invariably has a ripple effect on that child's life. She spoke about things that happened when she was 7 years old, when she was in primary school, which later led to whatever happened in her tragic 26 years. People were saying in the comment section of the previous video that she was hallucinating, she was on drugs, and it's obvious that maybe some people were saying that she may not be telling the truth or whatnot. That is not for us to it's not for us to debate whether she's telling the truth or not. All I know is that when a child tells you something as a parent, you better believe them, especially if it's something as serious as making allegation against their own parent, against one of their own parent or sibling or family member, saying that anything that has to do with Kerewa has happened to them. I know that. You take them very, very seriously. You don't say, oh, you are lying. So we need to be really, really careful. We need to be mindful of things like this because, like I said to you guys in that video, these things usually happen within the family. If a child is suffering from any forced carrier when they are a child, it's usually somebody that knows them. It's not somebody from outside. It's somebody that is very close to them. So we can't just rule it out and say, oh, she's on drugs, or she was doing this, she was doing that. If she developed mental health problems in the future, or let's say this happened to her as a child, right? She said it started happening when she was 7. If she later on grew as an adult and developed mental health problem, it is because of the pain and the trauma. It's something that leads to mental health. It's something that leads to addiction. People don't just wake up one day and become addicted. Sometimes it is trying to, deal with pain, trying to cover pain, or trying to live with it when it's unbearable. That's when people take, to drugs and things like that. Somebody was saying that I didn't mention about her, marriage, that she was also in an abusive marriage. So you can imagine how much can somebody take? How much suffering can somebody take? Somebody is already dealt with all this in their childhood. They have a very bad traumatic upbringing with their parents. I understand also from the comment section that the parents had a very, very bad breakup, that the divorce of the father and the mother it was terrible. So all these have impacts on a child's mental health, emotional well-being. So I'm just going to round up by saying that we're going to come back to this issue again. I just wanted to give you this update that the grandmother has followed suit. She's just passed on. So it's double tragedy now in the family. And I just pray that her soul will rest in peace as well. But this is what happens when there's too many things that people refuse to deal with. Too many issues in families that people don't want to deal with. They run away from it. When the catastrophe starts to happen, it's just, layers upon layers, and it starts to happen like that. May God forgive all of us and help us to do better. I wish you guys a new year, a happy new year. Thank you very much for joining me today. And leave me your comments in the comment section, and I shall speak to you in my next one. I love you. Bye-bye.